Hi, this is Beth Outram with SmartBridge, and this is the second in the series on revenue recognition videos that we are presenting for you. And this segment is going to cover contract billing and service billing. So I wanted to show you the path on how to get to the contract billing hierarchy setup. As you can see, it's contract billing system setup, revenue recognition. Then you have your two choices here, trigger setup and configuration setup. What they don't mention here is dates, but you'll be able to see that when you go into the trigger setup. So this is your trigger setup, and I'm going to look for the companies that I've set up with contract billing. And the company that I want to show you is company 201. And you can see here, if I go to the contract billing setup, I have my three choices that I need to cover: the contract billing hierarchy, the date setup, and the configuration. Let's look at our contract billing hierarchy. You can see that we have set this up very, very generically, so it's easy to include or exclude jobs, contracts, customers, whatever it is that you're trying to include or exclude on your criteria. We have done it by the category code in the contract master, category code number 1, and on the billing line type. And then in our configuration, we have said that the value in contract category code 1 is 010, which the definition is deferred revenue cost, and our billing line type is lump sum. We've configured it to be eligible within 5 days, and also to keep it in the same period. What that means is if it occurs in the same period, do I still want it to go through the revenue recognition process? And we do. So then, and we have our effective dates for this line. So we went ahead and we entered an invoice through contract billing, and it shows up here. This is the one that we did for you, contract billing, company number 201. That's what was in our hierarchy. See, company 201. And this is the way that it appears if it is not summarized. Now, the other thing that I wanted to show you was a really nice feature that they've recently added, and that is that you are able to schedule the recognition for this. And so you can see that it says schedule exists on this line. But the only way that you get to see the schedule is if this summarized checkbox is checked. So we're going to go and look at the summarized checkbox checked, and we get a totally different menu. If you'll notice, we have guided recognition, eligible, well, we have some of these same choices, but schedule recognition appears when the summarized checkbox is checked. If the summarized checkbox is not checked, your menu does not show that. It's a very different menu on your row menu. So let's go look at the schedule that we have set up for this. Sorry, my grid is arranged differently for this one. So we're going to look at the schedule recognition. And what we have done is we've set up a schedule with a future date. It's going to have a GL date of 8/15/17 to begin with. But we have said we don't want it to start until July of 2018. So it will use those dates when it recognizes these amounts. So when you have your UBE set up in your schedule, these will get picked up and they will be recognized on the dates that you have said. What we told it also is, instead of number periods, we click the distribute by period button so that it automatically divides it out for us, and it takes care of any odd pennies or whatever, and it makes them all come out to the total amount. Very easy to do. If we wanted to do number of periods, and then we distributed by periods, it's going to give us a warning. Oh, sorry. It's already scheduled all the amounts. That's why it's not doing it. So we would have to go back here and we would have to choose the row menu and delete the schedule. Yes, we're sure we want to delete it. And then we want to go ahead and update it. And this time we're going to say, we're going to do it in 4 periods. We still want the period beginning date to be done. So we're going to want to change our from date because we want to start the distribution in 2018. And we're going to tell it 4 periods and then ask it to distribute it. And it does the math for us. So that's what it's like to set up a schedule. Really easy to do. We just click yes and we're back. And now it says, in my other form that I've rearranged, it says schedule exists. Okay? And that's contract billing. Now service billing is exactly the same, and we'll show you that next. So we'll start with our service billing trigger hierarchy, and you can see these are our choices. We went ahead and chose the owner's address book number because it was very simple to do. And here is our trigger configuration for Company 200. You can see our list of customers, very quick to set up. And the one that we've done the service billing invoice on is Bear Construction number 3120. So I went ahead and I submitted a service billing invoice. I wanted to show you real quickly a very special report that you are going to get if your invoice goes through the revenue recognition process. And that's your performance liability account journal report. And here is what it looks like. You can see pretty standard report. It's got your invoice number, what company, customer number, and here is your PLA or performance liability account number right here, and that's where it goes, and that's where you will defer it from or recognize it from when you do your revenue recognition. So now real quick again, we'll go back and we'll look at our revenue recognition workbench, and here is our invoice. Looks just like all the rest of the invoices in here, and it is ready to be recognized. And that is contract billing and service billing in a nutshell. This is Beth Outram with SmartBridge, and I will talk to you in part 3 where we talk about profit recognition.